Prior to the combine, we saw a lot of draft experts say that Richardson is a project quarterback, maybe somebody that you draft and stash for a year before he becomes your starter. After what we saw in Indy over the weekend, do you think that still fits him, or is he going to be somebody that starts from day one in the NFL?
That's a tough question. I do think that the project label is quite interesting. I can, of course, understand why he's going to come out and say, hey, I'm not a project. I'm a guy who deserves to be taken in the first round. You can put me in games and I can make plays for you. I think from the mental aspect, like I said, some mechanics, some footwork things of when he throws, that stuff maybe is going to keep him from being a day one starter in the NFL. But there's no problem with that. There's a huge benefit to sitting, learning the system, maybe, 1, 2, 3 years with another veteran on the roster. You can learn the position, what it takes. I think that benefits quarterbacks a lot. The last thing you really want to be doing is thrown into the fire, and for a team that's going to go win 2-3 games and have your development stunted, take a bunch of hits, risk injury. That's not the ideal situation in my mind for rookie quarterbacks. Yeah, guys like Trevor Lawrence overcome that type of stuff. Daniel Jones looks really, really good, but you could also end up like Geno Smith and really be written off early in your career, be on a bad team, and 7-8 years down the line, get a second chance. Some do, but often you don't get that second chance. So I can understand why people would view him as a project, but I can also see why he would want to start right away. He's a competitive guy. Where he winds up, I think, will be obviously the biggest determinant of his timeline of development. If he goes to a team with a proven quarterback where he can learn the position and keep developing, that I think would really, really benefit him. I mentioned covering him in high school. He did not play for a team that, like I said, was super competitive, which didn't give him a chance to run any type of offense that's going to translate to the NFL. He's still very, very early in terms of his development as a quarterback. But as we saw in Indianapolis, a ton of promise, a ton of potential. This is a quarterback-driven league. Teams take chances on quarterbacks all the time. And this year especially, there's double-digit teams that I think are going to take a quarterback early in this draft, and that could lead to Richardson, the combination of those, being one of those top guys taken.
How high do you think he could potentially go?
I think he goes in the top 10. I think you look at teams at number 9 there, like the Carolina Panthers, who interviewed him earlier in the week along with a couple other quarterbacks. I think a team like that has not had a proven quarterback, has a few young guys on their roster, Sam Darnold, Matt Corral, they took a quarterback last year. They need a quarterback to get back to where they were. Obviously, the Cam Newton comparisons have been there. That's a desirable thing, I think, for the Panthers. I don't think he slips past the Panthers at number 9. Someone will take a chance on him. If he's still there at number 9 is the better question in my mind. I think he will go before that. Just too much potential. And there are some teams, I think, that are comfortable with the veteran quarterback market. I think it's abundant where they're comfortable having another guy that will help ease that transition or at least be there to start day one if Richardson is not ready.